guys, it's Angelique here. Happy 2018. It is New Year's Day, and I hope that you spent New Year's Eve just celebrating 2017 and looking forward to 2018. So I had this idea of taking a look back at 2017, and I think if I can, I'm gonna pop in like pictures and maybe videos to show a little bit of my year in review. That's what I'm gonna call it. So I've made notes here so that I don't forget what to say. But I remember 2017 started out really great. My husband and I, we were transitioning from our small apartment to actually purchasing a home. And I remember January and February kind of like a blur, and March was like the month. So in March of 2017, I turned a quarter of a century, so the big 2-5. I remember I was so excited like to be celebrating that year because it was just a really big year, and 25 has brought me some really great memories, some heartbreak as well, but for the most part I look back and it was just a really, really blessed year. So also in March of 2017, we moved into our new home. And this has just been like the greatest feeling ever to finally be homeowners, because Brandon and I were actually like sitting down in 2016 to try and figure out when in the world we would be able to save up enough money, or how we were going to take out the money that we would need to purchase a home. And the story of how this came about is just nothing but God. That's all that we can describe it as. And it's still just such a blessing every time we come home, and every time I get things to decorate with this home, or we show people or family, friends. It just constantly is like still so surreal that we are homeowners, and it's almost been a year in this home now. So that was March. In May, it started out pretty sad. I lost my grandma to cancer. She had battled for about 2.5 years. And I remember just like the day that she passed, like I'd spent that day in the hospital with her. My mom was there, my uncle was there, my brothers got to see her, my dad came to see her. And then it just so happened that as we all kind of went home for the night, and my parents and my uncle stayed around, like my grandma just took her last breath and went to be with the Lord. So that started out kind of rough. But she went peacefully and in no pain. Then towards the end of May, we threw our very first party in our house. Never thrown a party before, always been to them. So Brandon and I and our families helped to throw like a huge housewarming for all of our friends and families to come and share in our happiness. And that was a lot of fun. Just hosting and seeing how happy everyone was for us, that was just so heartwarming also. Brandon and I also traveled during the month of May. We went on a cruise, and it was just such a great experience. I think it was 5 days. I forget exactly where we went. He might kill me, but I remember it was St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, Grand Turk, and I can't remember the last place that we went. I did vlog that cruise though, so if you guys want to check that out, you can. But that was just a lot of fun spending it with Brandon, and we kind of tied that in as like our summer vacation / like our anniversary. Also, sadly, at the end of May, kind of into June, I lost like a pretty, I could say pretty close family member, not physically, but kind of emotionally. just kind of, they decided to remove themselves from the family, and it hurt. It still hurts now all these months later, because this person was like my best friend, texting constantly, understanding like inside jokes, going shopping together, going places together. So that is kind of like a touchy thing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around, and still through prayer and just kind of relying on God that, you know, he'll reveal himself in this situation and bring this person back into our family. So that was a little bit of heartbreak that happened also, and that still kind of dealing with. June was a tough month. Lost my grandmother to cancer in May, and come about a month later, we found out that my dad, he was diagnosed with cancer. That was really big news in our family. I didn't think that I would get emotional, my gosh. So that was huge news in our family, because my dad is like the healthiest, the strongest person that I know. And so I remember receiving that news and just my world crumbling around me. It was really hard to understand. And not that I questioned God, but just going from losing my grandmother to then the strongest person in our family and like the backbone of our family, finding out this news was pretty rough. And so from June started just this effect of my dad having to go through chemo and radiation treatments for the next couple of months. And that was really hard on my family. So I tried to be there as much as I could to sit with my dad through his treatments and just provide still that happiness and the joking, because he's such a funny guy. So I tried to keep those jokes alive and keep him smiling through all of this. And yeah, that was some pretty big news in June. So fast forward, he was getting treatments all of June, all of July, and all of August. In August, I transitioned at work from librarian from the past, I think it was 4 years, to actually full-time teaching. And for those of you that don't know, I am in school currently. I'm almost done, but I actually was offered a position to begin teaching in my own classroom. So that was like the greatest news, and I can say that honestly, like, it just feels so right every day going into my classroom and seeing my students, and it just brings me such joy to be doing what I have been called to do since I was a little girl. So that is really cool part of my 2017, that I actually am fulfilling my calling in life. In October was mine and Brandon's 4-year wedding anniversary, and we celebrated. Brandon took me on a surprise like weekend getaway, which was really cool. He planned it, and it was super sweet. We had a lot of fun. I also passed finally my general knowledge test for the 3rd time. It took me 3 tries, but I finally passed by the grace of God, and it really was God, because the 3rd time I took it, if you guys have watched my anniversary vlog, there was no geometry on this test, and I couldn't believe it, because that was my weakest point in taking that test 3 times. So in December, I passed, which was like yesterday, but I passed my final, not my final, oh my goodness. I passed my 2nd to last term in college, and I am done now. I get a few months of break before I begin my internship. So in that time, I do have to take another state exam that I've already taken once and only passed half of it. So prayers for me, please, because I need to pass the other 2. And also we got the news a couple days before Christmas. My dad's test results came back after months of chemo and radiation, and he is now cancer-free. So I remember my mom told me that news. She texted me, and I just broke down crying. Tears of joy though, because it was just such a relief to know that my dad didn't have to go through these treatments anymore. now he's just going through the side effects of it and just healing. And I know that he's so happy and he's getting right back into like his healthy eating styles. And it is just amazing, like all the prayers and support of family and close friends who kind of stepped up and just, they were constantly there asking, you know, what can I do? What do you need? Or asking, you know, how is he doing? And it was just, it's been such a journey. I know my dad's happy, and I know that I am like so glad now. So I know he's gonna keep up with healthy lifestyle so that he can continue living cancer-free. And this was definitely a test of all of our faiths, but we stood strong in the Lord. Also in December, I uploaded my 20th video, which was, I mean, pretty cool for me. I would say I'm not anyone huge, but just taking this leap of faith. I remember in 2016, at the end of the year in December, I recorded my first video, and that took a lot of me because I'm not one to be in front of a video like this. So it took a lot for me to actually get the ball rolling and kind of just be me. I'm not trying to be anyone else, but 20 videos, hey, congratulations to myself. So that's my 2017 in review, everything that I can remember of kind of big and small that took place. Looking forward to 2018 and all that it has to offer for me, for Brandon, for both of our families. I know that I am looking forward to graduation. I've taken a longer path to schooling than most my age, but I'm doing it debt-free, and thank the Lord I'm able to pay for my schooling as I go. And that is a huge like testament right there, because that has been my number one goal since I graduated high school, was to go through school debt-free, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to do that. So 2018, looking forward to graduating with my degree. We're also gonna hit 5 years of marriage this year, which is insane to think about. Started dating, so it's just crazy that come October we're gonna be 5 years that we have been together. Another goal, I guess, a goal of 2018, I would also like to start saving for a car. We have one car right now, which is my husband's, and I use it too, but paying for school has kind of like taken over saving for a vehicle as well. And we've been talking about it for a while now, like, I don't know, I'd say a little close to a year now, of what kind of car I would like. So that'll be really exciting, is to save and actually purchase my own car. I don't think it'll happen this year. I think it'll probably happen in 2019, but it's a good goal to start. And then my last like goal, I guess, that I'm looking forward to in 2018 is just continuing to create YouTube videos and not putting pressure on anyone out there that you have to look a certain way, or you have to buy high-end products, or you have to have like the most popular products out there, or constantly do hauls or things like that. I am just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be a normal girl that other young girls can relate to and look up to. I am not doing this for fame or anything like that. I just want to be an outlet for anyone who is looking at, not saying that anything's wrong with big YouTubers. I have like a list of them that I enjoy watching, but I take and pick from them what I want, and I don't want anyone to feel pressured by me to buy something, to like something, to subscribe, to purchase, you know, having to have the top of the line things, because honestly, like, a lot of us in this world are just down to earth. We got to pay bills, so we can't afford high-end products and stuff. So I just look forward to creating content that is just inspiring. And that's all. I really, truly hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for all of you who have stayed with me through 2017 and supported my videos that I have posted. And if you want, you can leave below your 2018 goals, your hopes, your dreams, things that you want to accomplish in 2018. I would love to read them and hear about them. And I look forward to the rest of this year. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and that I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.